So now we start part B.2 Web Servers. In this video, I want to give you some basic information about web servers. All right, so we continue from our B.1 video. So this time, so let us look at the web servers, that part. All right, first, let's look at the hardware. Because when we talk about web servers, there are two meanings. The first one, hardware meaning, and the second one, software meaning. So from the hardware, so we can see basically, computers used as servers, right? So here, we have this definition. Servers are computers designed to wait for any request from users or other computers, which is called clients. Okay, users or computers, just clients. And then act on that request. So let me explain this sentence a little bit. First, you can see servers are just basically computers, but they are special computers, because they work in a special way. So what kind of way? Wait for requests from client. Wait. All right, so the servers keep running, waiting for requests. Then provide services, data services as response of the requests. So here, all right, so from the clients. So this part we want to talk about communication between clients and servers. So this definition actually can give you some partial relationship. We need to know more details for that relationship. All right, okay. Here I take this picture. So this is the modern servers. So here you can see large number of servers machine in the data center. Sometimes people call servers farm. So large number of computer used as servers to provide a service. So this service, because for some business, there are a large number of clients need to consume some special data service. So here you can see, the companies like this, this scale, this size, they provide large number of servers. Now, here, let me give you some average number of servers in a data center. Average, pretty much, average number of servers in a typical, usual data centers. Okay, bigger, smaller, somewhere in the middle, right? So I take, the number, pretty much in the middle, 50,000. This big number. So you get an idea, 50,000. Okay, all right. So let's look at, this one. I want to use it for a comparison. Let me just, put here. Average. All right. All right. Here, this picture, old picture, you saw before, I put it as a comparison. Okay, huge difference. This one is the first server, right? Tim Berners-Lee, remember? This little paper slip, red sentences on it. Okay, so you can see the first server in next machine, right? A next machine. Apple company, next machine. Yeah. So this old, okay? Now the modern servers, huge difference. So you can see, yeah. All right. Then let us look at how do we use these server machines? So typically, there are these main usages. Yeah. Email services, okay? Yeah. File sharing, right? File sharing, Google Drive, file sharing, right? Cloud, right? Many big companies, they provide cloud services, right? Yeah. File sharing, yeah. So you can, transmit files, share with your friends, colleagues, co-workers, that kind of service. Also very important. Yeah. Website hosting. Yeah. Website hosting. Yeah. So each website, yeah, you need to, run that website on a server machine. Yeah. Sometimes your website could be very big. You need to use many server machines. Yeah. So there is some special companies called a hosting. Yeah. Hosting companies. So they provide web hosting services to the community. Yeah. So like GoDaddy is a big one. GoDaddy, so it's a web hosting company. Yeah. So here you can see also website hosting, very important service. Yeah. Then another one, database. Yeah. We know the business data is critical for business. So how do you store, organize, provide data services? You rely on database servers. Yeah. Some special servers used as database servers. Here I just give you some main usages for the server machines. Next, let's look at the software servers. So when we actually from the usages, you can get an idea, software side idea a little bit, right? Already, yeah. All right, so but here, so let me just show you some types of server software in the market. The first one, web server software. You need to run a special software, so that's the web server software, okay? So then it provides all the functionalities you need to manage the services required for a typical web server. So that's the general description. Yeah. All right. Another type, application server software. Application server software. Yeah. So this name, I feel most of you may not know, this name, application server. Yeah. Actually, we can treat it as a high-end web server. So web server software, we can treat as a low-end, okay? Application, so we can treat as high-end part. Yeah. So what do you mean low-end, high? Yeah, because for relatively simple functionalities, so you use web server. Okay, relatively simple functionality. But for, sometimes you need very sophisticated, very complex functionalities. Then you cannot use usual web server. You have to use high-end, more advanced servers. So we call it application server. Okay, yeah, software. Yeah. All right. So next, database server software. Yeah, I just mentioned. Yeah. For this class, we will use one, very popular one, MySQL. MySQL. Yeah, people just call it MySQL. Yeah, that one. Yeah. We will install. Yeah, so we will install, many software packages for this class. Later, I will talk about software installation. I will post tutorials, tutorials for you, so you can install on your computer. So then we will do our programming projects. Before we do our programming project, we need to run many examples. So all the code examples I give you in the class, you need to run, in the servers, IDs, several places, put them together, so then you see the results. All right. So then another one, file server software. All right. So that's the hardware software meanings for server. Next, I want to talk about web server market shares. Web server market shares. So each year, the market shares change. Upper, lower, varies. So I just update for this year, recent time, the market shares. First, Apache HTTP web server. This one is the big web server. Now we cannot call it the most popular because its market share becomes the second largest, not the first largest. Here, this is the logo, Apache, open source community logo. So next slide, I will talk a little more about this Apache open source software foundation. Next slide. So you can see that's the logo. The market share becomes 31.4%. Still pretty high, but if you compare it with the last year, it dropped from 37% to 31%. That's pretty big drop. 37, 31, 6 points drop. That's very significant. The second last year it was the second largest, but this year it becomes the largest. It's called Nginx. Nginx. For students, because for our students, we are in the academia, so we use the Apache HTTP web server. So not many people know about this Nginx web server, but it is very popular in industry. Okay? Now its market share becomes the first one, 34% this year current. So you can see it grows fast. It grows fast. Last year, 31%. It grows fast. So here you can see the trend. Apache server market share going down slightly, and Nginx market share growing steadily. The reason is pretty simple. Now here I can give you some simple reason about this trend. The reason is Apache server is a basic server. Basic. So it has all the basic functionalities. It is very powerful. It is free. We use this for this class. So all open source, free software. Okay. So that's very convenient for education. But for commercial servers, Nginx, so that's the commercial web server. Okay, it's not free, yeah. And but for industry, so people mainly they want the functionality. Yeah. So those companies when they do business, so they're willing to pay reasonable amount of money. Yeah. The most important thing is they want powerful features for their business. Yeah. And definitely this Nginx web server has many advanced features that Apache server does not have. Yeah. So that's the reason. So when the companies grow bigger and bigger, they need more and more advanced features. So they switch from Apache. When they start, the company is relatively small, relatively weak, they may not need many advanced features. So Apache servers, it's enough, okay? But eventually, yeah, sooner or later, yeah, so they feel they need, more advanced web servers. Yeah. So that's quite natural. Yeah. So that's the reason, the market share growing steadily and the market share, going down, every year as the trend. Yeah. All right. So for other web servers, Cloudflare server, 19.6%. Also pretty big market share. Yeah, last year not this big. Yeah, growing. Yeah. And Microsoft IIS. Microsoft, it's also a big player. Web server, IIS. Yeah. Internet Information Services, IIS. Yeah. So this is the logo. Yeah. Actually, for every Windows machine, you have the Windows operating system. This IIS web server is contained by default, but it's not activated. Because most people, they never need to use the server. I do not use it. Yeah. Many years ago, when I taught, a little bit Microsoft web technology, I need to use it. So, but I need to manually activate it. Okay, so you need to follow some steps to activate it. So then you can use it on Windows machine. But its market share going down significantly. So now it becomes 6.6%, single digit. Yeah, the last year still double digit, but now this year single digit, 6.6. So that's going down, pretty fast pace. Yeah. All right. Then Lightspeed, 10.9%. Pretty big market share, 10. If we have double digit, so that is a, big significant player, right, in the market. Yeah. All right. Then Google servers, okay, yeah, Google, big player, but their market share 1.1%. Yeah, no big change compared with last year. Yeah, 1 point something. Okay, 1 point something. Yeah. All right. Another one, Node.js. So this one is another recent important player in the market. Node.js. Yeah. So it becomes more and more popular in industry. Node.js. Yeah. So later you may have chance to learn this technology, Node.js. So use JavaScript to do the server side programming. Okay, so that's basically Node.js doing. Yeah, its market share grows. Yeah, but not too fast. 1.4. So last year also 1 point something. 1 point. This year 1.4. Grows a little bit. Yeah. The last one I want to talk about, Tomcat. Yeah, Tomcat. Yeah, okay. So this is a very important server. Yeah. But this is a Java server. Okay, Java server. Java web server. Okay, yeah. So I omit the web, so you know it's a Java web server. So it's different from all the above servers. All the above servers, they're not Java servers, but this one is Java server. Yeah. But you may wonder, so why the market share is so little? 0.1%. Almost the same as the last year. Last year also 0.1 something. Yeah, in this range, this scale. Yeah, you know, it looks like it's not an important player in the market. Yeah. Here, let me tell you the, you know, more information. So you will see it's normal. So why is that? Okay, yeah. So let me explain this way. Yeah, that is the logo of Tomcat. Yeah, Apache Tomcat. All right. So let me explain the even if you see the market share so little, but it is a big important Java web server. Why? So let me give you the main reason. When we talk about servers, based on its usages, there are two types of servers. Two types. Okay. The first type called production server. Production server. Okay. You know the meaning. When you do the business, you need to use the production server. Okay. The second type, development server. When you develop project, when you develop, you know, some web applications, and eventually you will deploy this web application in a production server. But when you develop it, you do not need to use production server, right? So typically people develop on their own computer, so they install a development server. Development server. So there are two different types of servers. Production server, only when you run business, you use production server. When you do development, you cannot touch production server because people don't want to mess with the code in the production server, right? You cannot touch it, okay? So you can only access your own development server. All right. So Tomcat is a big player as the development server, but a small player as production server. The reason is there are more other powerful, better, stronger production Java servers available in the market. So not Tomcat, okay? Yeah, but for development, most Java developers, they use Tomcat. For development, that's good enough, okay? Very small server software, you know, running very fast, very powerful, supporting a lot of features. Why not? Why not use this pretty good, solid Java servers? Because for this class, it's not a Java class. So we will not touch this Tomcat web server. Now, here in our courses, probably in your future, this course and future courses, for 3010, this one, and database 4610, these two, we use Apache web server. Okay, Apache HTTP web server. Yeah. But for 4010 Java web class programming, 4012 enterprise Java enterprise web development, these two, we use Tomcat web servers. Okay, web server. Yeah, this one. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Next, then I want to talk about that Apache software foundation a little bit. Yeah, because here I like to compare Apache and Tomcat, these two servers, a little bit. Yeah. The reason is simple. Many students, I noticed many students, they confused these two servers. So they treat them as the same server. They are not. They are two different servers. Yeah. All right, so here, Apache Software Foundation. So this is the logo. Yeah. Under this foundation, there are a large number of open source software packages. Okay, under that big umbrella. Okay, all right. Yeah. So here you can see, Tomcat. Yeah, you can see Tomcat here. Yeah. Right. Tomcat. Right. Yeah. So then, Apache Web Server. Many others. Still keep growing. The list keep growing. Huge, big list. Yeah. All right. Okay. First, for the Apache HTTP web server. So let me give you some basic information here. Okay. First, it is an open source, free software, server software. Yeah. It's written in C, C++. Okay. So written in C, C++. Okay. Yeah. All right. Developed in early 1995. So pretty old. So the early web server, yeah. So became popular April 1996. Yeah. At that time, not many good servers, not like right now, so many great web servers in the market. So at that time, this was the most important web server in the market. Yeah. It's fast, reliable, and secure. Yeah. But we know only it provides basic functionalities, not advanced functionalities. Yeah. In C, does not support Java directly. So you cannot run Java programs directly. But if some people really want to run, but you can do indirectly. So you need to do configuration, special configuration, set up some special module, communication, you need to do a lot of things. Then you can make it happen. But it may not be a good way. Yeah. So you just know it may not be a good way to do it. Yeah. All right. Tomcat web server. Yeah, so this one, yeah. Open source project under Apache. Yeah. It is a pure Java web server. Completely written in Java. Pure. Okay. Yeah. Start off November 1998. Yeah. Yeah. That time, still pretty early. Yeah. As a servlet reference implementation. Servlet reference implementation. So that means at the beginning, it is not a production software. It's not production. It is, for experiment, for demo, showing people the servlet technology works. Yeah. So demo. Yeah. Demonstration. Yeah. But later, becomes better, and finally, after some point, then it became solid production Java web server. All right, so let me stop B.2 here.